So this is part 7 of me building the elevated hunting blind, and this will probably be the last video that I end up posting. It's nearly complete now. I went out and got the door frame built and added the door to the hunting blind. First I framed it up in the garage. I took the measurements, cut the boards, put it all together, and then once I got it attached to the hinges, I went back to the gator, used my DeWalt multi-tool to cut some of the metal siding, and I attached the metal siding to the door. Luckily, I had enough scrap pieces left over that I didn't have to waste a whole sheet on this. They actually lined up pretty good. I only had to cut them for the height. I didn't have to cut them for the width. So after I got some screws in this and got the second piece on, the door opened and closed fairly easily, and I just had to attach some latches on the inside and the outside of the door so that the wind wouldn't be blowing it open and closed on me or rattling the door around while I was sitting out hunting. Last thing you want when you're stuck in a hunting blind is a lot of noise. Tiny little noise inside that blind makes a huge amount of noise to you. Whether the deer can hear it or not, it doesn't matter. I got this latch attached to the outside, which was a bigger pain in the butt than what I expected because of the ripples in the metal siding. I had to mess around with it quite a bit to get the latch to line up. So now we're gonna walk inside the blind here and take a look at the progress so far. I definitely have to get a handle for the hunting blind. I don't want to be opening the door by just grabbing that little piece of metal latch. You can see that rubberized base that I put down in the windows, that held up really well, and it's a nice soft gun rest, and it's also going to really help keep the moisture out of those boards and prevent them from rotting. So after spending the day today doing a bunch of smaller stuff on the inside, I got the windows with the glass in them and it's all ready to go. I laid down some nice carpet. I accidentally ordered real glass instead of plexiglass, but I found a way to rig it up and make it work as long as it doesn't crack in the cold. You can see I have handles and latches on all of the windows here. I'm going to show you how the windows come out and what I'm going to do with those. So here I'm going to take this window out. I have to just unlatch the one latch on it just so the wind can't blow it in. That's all I'm really concerned with. The window just sets up above and latches back in place so it won't fall while I'm out hunting. And then let's say you get cold and want to take it down, or you're done hunting, you just unlatch it from the upper level and slide it right back into the lower level. It really doesn't make a lot of noise, so if you're sneaking out to the woods, it's not going to disturb a whole lot of anything in the woods unless it's already directly under your hunting blind. I also added a shelf up above the door. That way you can store stuff up there. I'll have a heater, some propane. I'll probably get a little tote and keep some scent and maybe some extra ammo up there. As long as the squirrels and the mice don't get in this, it should hold up just fine. Then we're going to spin around and take a look out the windows here. This is facing south, and it's the smallest of the windows. It faces the house and the farm back that way. And then this would be facing to the west, looking off towards the pond. The deer seem to go to the pond mostly at night, but sometimes they wander over that way during the daytime. And now we're facing northwest out the same window. It just has a center brace in the window frame. Off to the north, where a lot of the deer like to come down this trail or pass a little farther through the woods. And then this is starting to point off towards the food plot that I have just outside of the woods. I'm going to till that up again this year and plant some fresh clover and maybe some sorghum seed out there. We are now facing to the east. And I'm going to call this hunting blind good enough to be huntable.